Alright guys, so this here's the third time I've tried recording this video. Um, I've just never really liked how the others turned out, and I'm going to try it one more time. I've never re-recorded anything before. You guys always just see me. I don't edit anything. I don't cut it out, right? So, I mean, it ain't going to stay like that forever, whatever. You know, I may start editing some shit at some point. I don't know. I mean, really, this channel is just do whatever, kind of have fun with it. But there's a couple of things I feel like are a little bit more important, so that's why I kind of wanted to just talk about it. And I'll probably name this video just something weird. That way, it doesn't get the attention or anything, because I don't want to hop on it or anything like that. So basically, like, um, I've been looking into this shit for probably, well, not probably, definitely a decade and stuff at this point. And just not just this shit, but just all kinds of shit, right? But I feel like now there's a lot of just like stuff that's kind of going around, especially on TikTok. That place is just awful. Every time I get on there, it's just people infighting about just bullshit instead of just like coming together on commonalities. Focus on commonalities, not differences, right? Um, and like I say, there's just a couple of things on there that I just want to not even really throw my 2 cents into, but just try to explain a little bit better and try to give some context for these things, right? So yeah, I already got some tabs pulled up here. This here's obviously going to be about the files, right? So just everything, it just reminds me of this. So just think about it. If anybody's ever watched Naruto. Um, okay, so no hate on Orochimaru though. He's probably like my second favorite character in the series, other than Jiraiya. He's the best for sure, I think. But anyways, yeah. So one of the biggest things that I see that do have some issue with is it's like people still trying to hold on to like some of the Christian stuff. Um, and I'm gonna leave out like so much just because I'm gonna try to run through this and we'd be here for weeks and it'd be all this channel would be about. Anyway, so I'm not gonna do that. And I'm always learning more shit all the time. Like my wife is incredible at researching all this shit. Um, but one of the biggest things is there's like ball or bail on a bank account thing, right? So if anybody doesn't know, I'm just gonna say Baal was a again Canaanite deity, often portrayed as a rival to God of Israel. Okay, so obviously like some of this AI generated stuff's just dog shit, and you have to dig way deeper than all this here. Um, Storm God, anyone who knows anything, Yahweh was Storm God as well. Um, just to kind of explain some things here, there's like two tribes, and then they were switching from polytheism to monotheism, and basically Yahweh kind of beat out Baal theoretically, right? I mean, I'm gray area on everything, so and things are always changing, always learning more things. But everybody's always like, "Oh, see, they're um, fucking with demons, whatever," right? Well, while Baal is in the Ars Goetia, you have to remember that that was written like way after that. The book that you know wasn't even really written till just a little over 100 years ago. Um, on that, and then there was many like demon list books and stuff before. There's two that was widely published um, in like the 1800s and stuff, right? So, anyways, here's just some stuff about this. Let me see here. I had this up, I guess, for a reason. Yeah, Yahweh likely originated as storm god um, from regions Sinai. That's important. Remember that, and was initially distinct from Baal. However, over time, absorbed attributes of both El, the chief Canaanite god, which is the creator, right? That's the picture that you probably have in your head as God now was what El was, right? Um, So, that being said, most likely, and like I say, it's just, I hate to say I shit, but it's just quick and easy to kind of pull up here. There is theories that Baal and El were combined, and then that's kind of like the position that Yahweh holds and stuff right now. Because again, um, there's so many discrepancies in like these grimoire books and stuff, or the demon, the list of demon books and stuff like that. So could these things be referring to Baal specifically? Could not be whatever, right? Now, here's one thing. I didn't have the tab pulled up. I should have. Let's see here. Oh, here it was. Yeah, Lord, Master, Owner, Husband. Okay, so it's like a honorific or whatever you would say, right? Um, means Lord. Now, not to get into this part too much, but Hebrew word that means king. Okay, see also here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something to throw out there. Oh, there's one other thing I had pulled up here. I guess I don't now. Um, let me just go back and pull it up in one of these tabs real quick. That's why I want you to remember Mount Sinai. Okay, now one thing to keep in mind is that each of these three deities, if they were three different ones, are all represented in some instances, not always, right? But in some instances as the golden calf too. So, which we all know the infamous, you know what I'm saying? And just something to think about, right? So, I mean, that's all this is really, is just me thinking and trying to throw 2 cents in there to think that everything isn't black and white. Everything's not cut and dry. It's all a lot of gray area. And, you know, with all the bad shit that does go on in the world, you know, it was called image made by the Israelites when Moses went to Mount Sinai. If you remember in the book, they were building it at the bottom, and then Moses came down and was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? No idols, guys. So, um, but yeah, point is, though, it's like these people aren't necessarily demons, right? And besides, demon, something that has been demonized, right? Yeah, so here's this in Exodus. I mean, just something, again, a note. Um, this is something that, whether if it was the same, different places, people using just different words and whatnot, describe the same thing. It's all just kind of, a lot of it's up in the air, right? And a lot of it's up for interpretation. Again, it's not cut and dry. And this isn't me just like trying to go on necessarily defend demons. Like, my stance on so many things has changed over the years, right? And that being said, here's Ale, like an old little statue and stuff. Um, and it's also the word that means God, deity, right? So I just want to mention those. The way that I view, as of right now, at this point in my life, and have for quite some time, is that um, everything is subjective. There is no good, bad, right, wrong. Um, when it comes to things such as deities, per se, um, they're kind of like a pistol. You could say is like, yeah, you can use that to protect your family with, or you can use it to go out and cause a lot of harm. It's up to you, right? And how you kind of deal with these things. Okay? And I always thought this was funny, so it's just I reference this a lot in my daily life. And also, this is referenced many places across a lot of ancient, like philosophy and ancient or philosophy of the olden days. It's the as above, so below. It's the joining of the unions. You know, nothing is uh, with or without. It's very symbolic and is over. You know, all the time. I mean, this here maybe not so symbolic, but you know. Also, these things have been going on for all of recorded history. I mean, here's this. Obviously, not don't fuck with the idols anymore. And there's this shit. Then there's also obviously the worship and stuff back in these olden times. And here's just a little bit more modern stuff. I'm trying not to read a lot of this shit out loud for obvious reasons. Um, right. Obviously, it's Wikipedia AI translated shit. You're not gonna get a excuse me the true shit, but just some rabbit holes to go into if you wanted to. Yep. So here's just some cases and stuff. They've got easy things you can click on, read about them. Um, this one here was the one that I was uh, more aware of, but Easter is coming up, guys. Don't know if it has any correlation here, but it's interesting, interesting. Um, so these things have been going on forever, right? Kind of what's going on, I believe to be like more of a modern day thing of that because it has a lot more that goes in with it, right? Other than like obviously blackmail and intelligence gathering, stuff like that. Again, here's where we're going to get into more of Orochimaru type shit. This, by the way, most people just throw this shit out when the child is born, which is insane. Um, these things get taken places and lots of things done to them. And then and this goes along with the other thing I kind of want to dispel is I'm not necessarily pro or against because again I'm gray area. Like it's up to the individual as far as I'm concerned on things. But the thing is that people are saying the reason they're wanting to outlaw abortions and stuff like that is because they want more children for these cults, groups, whatever you want to call them and stuff, and this thing that's going on. Well, could that be true? Possibly. Obviously, I'm not against outlawing anything. I'm against. Well, I won't get into it. But, anyways, I don't have a dog in the fight. But what I'm getting at, though, is that even with the abortions and stuff like that, depending on the term, obviously, there's this stuff. And then, if you guys remember, about 10, 15 years ago, they were doing this big thing about how it was like this controversy of, the stem cell research and stuff. So, I've been aware of this for a long time, and lots of other things I'm not going to say. But regardless, though, yes, this does contain. If you guys ever have kids, take this shit with you. Make sure they give it to you. Take you a little igloo cooler and a bag of ice and keep this shit. Bury it. Actually, I learned today, because my wife and stuff, many cultures, they believe that your spirit has a hard time, like, I forgot exactly what you said, but like passing and doing these things and reincarnating and stuff like that if it is not buried. So whether if you're spiritual or not, regardless though, don't fuel the shit here, right? So take that shit with you. and make sure they get it to you, and tell them before they then throw it away. So throw it away. Obviously, here's some stuff down here. These videos haven't watched them, not going to. But basically, they're like super cells, right? They can replace any cell. A powerful tool for regenerative medicine. They could theoretically replace damaged or diseased cells and conditions. They're not mentioning the cancer here, obviously. That's what cancer has to do with all this shit as well. It's how a lot of these people get to live to be as old as fucking shit. If you've ever wondered, like, wow, this celebrity or politician or what have you is like way too fucking old. Think, let's go back here. I can't spell, guys. Don't hate. Maybe I spelled it. I don't know. I think this type shit, right? So, um, different, but you get the point, right? These people are obsessed with living forever, and also they don't ever talk about it. The reincarnation as well, which is something I'll probably never get into, and how they do these things. But not saying you guys got to eat it, but it's like basically a super nutrient stuff, right? And he gives a lot of nutrients to the mother to then pass on to the child. Um, so widespread amongst the mammals. I mean, it's very important. I like it. This is what meant to be done, right? You can even look at some ancient texts where they talk about doing this, right? Humans, that is, and stuff, right? Here's goat woman doing it here. Um, so yeah, um, it's super interesting stuff here. It's crazy. And here's probably I mean, it's all weird as fuck, guys, and it's all wrong as fuck, but okay. So if you guys are wondering why in the world they be eating this shit, most likely this shit. Um, However, though, there is one other theory I want to go into here. I try not to get too far out in left field with things. I mean, I'm gray area everything. I take everything into consideration. Um, Again, I don't think I mean, there's like obviously bad guys and humans and stuff like that and things like that. There's people that do horrendous shit, but as far as like supernatural things, they're not, excuse me, not necessarily one way or the other. Again, it's all up to the user on how things go down, particularly, right? So, that being said, um, I try to look into everything, and I know you guys have heard the term before and stuff, right? So, just read this here. According to British conspiracy theorist David Icke, And I hate how they put this title on everything because they use it that's just a big buzzword to get people not to look at anything. And mind you, I'm not like huge Alex Jones guy or anything like that because of his support for certain people and stuff over the years, and he's theatrical. He's tried to make a living out of this. He plays a character. I know, but same point. He's been talking about this shit for fucking decades now, right? And it sounded crazy as fuck, but it's something that sounds crazy as fuck, and you hear it enough times from different sources and different things. How many times has it been like come to be true or whatever, right? But anyways, yeah. So, and by the way, there's multiple eyewitness reports of this that you can look into, and so just type in reptilian sightings or some shit, right? I found it the other day whenever I recorded the first one, so or well, yesterday. Anyways, tall, blood-drinking, shape-shifting reptilian humanoids from the Alpha Draconis star system. If you know anything about the Sumerian stuff, I'd look into that sometime as well. Just shits and giggles, right? Now hiding in underground bases. Think Agartha. There's also documentation of cities underground, stuff like that, what have you, are the force behind a worldwide conspiracy against humanity. That's where that pops up. Uh, he contends that most of the world's ancient and modern leaders are related to these reptilians, including the Merovingian dynasty. I need to refresh my memory on that. I don't know if I've read that before, but we know who these peoples are, and also these. Um, yeah, so yeah, so just some stuff there. Like I say, this one here is a little bit more of like, I guess, a side note to some things, but I do know that this shit, not that, but you know what I'm saying? These things are up for interpretation. This shit, scientifically documented, goes on to varying degrees, right? And big if true, defo sus. But yeah, I just wanted to end it on this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. I love this song. Um, this battle music's probably the fucking best out of any game I've played, right? Of course, this is from the dancing game, not the actual game itself, whatever. But point is, though, is these games here. I better pause it. I don't know how this copyright shit works, but anyways, the reason I wanted to show this here is because if you guys are unfamiliar with Shin Megami Tensei series, which Persona is an offshoot of that. It's basically Pokemon, but with deities and folklore tales and demons, what have you, and stuff, right? And they're all based on like archetypes and stuff, right? Of different zodiacs. You can honestly learn a lot of demonology and the sorts through these games, which I think is quite interesting. Um, but yeah, again, just wanted to end on this because it has to do with demons and a little bit of more lighthearted ending here, I guess you could say, because I really don't like talking about this stuff, just because it kind of goes beyond things I want to share, right? But um, yeah, so just make shit there, whatever. Anyways, though, if anybody sit through all this, appreciate it. Damn, this video is just as long, and almost, and I gave the Cliff Notes version comparatively to the last time, but I don't know. This one here may have turned out well. May post it. Like I say, I'll probably give it like just a dumb title or something, just because I think it's important for people to know. I want to dispel a few just like bullshitty things I see without people actually even looking into anything, and people are just constantly arguing amongst themselves about what something could be or could not be because they all think in black and white instead of gray. And nothing ever gets taken care of, figured out. Because we're at a weird time right now where a lot of the NPCs and the normies, I mean, they're still bringing that NPC normie mindset into like important shit like this. This isn't just like them infiltrating like black metal or anime communities and just kind of fucking it up. Like this here's some like actual real shit, and they're just still bringing that mindset in. It's like Christ is king, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no, I mean maybe he is, but maybe that's who they were. Well, not Christ, but God, Yahweh, I should say, who they've been fucking with this whole time. And we've just been sending all of our energy, well, our, as in the majority of the world, to this as well, and letting it feed off, you know. But anyways, I don't know. This will probably be the only video I'll make about this, unless anything comes up that I feel the need to talk about, potentially. I mean, obviously, I do go over some esoteric shit every now and again. Um, but I try to keep it a little bit more on the chill side. Um, but yeah, check out these games for sure. If you played one, you've kind of played them all. But honestly, there's only a few of them, right? I love this. Whenever it hits. Right here. So yeah. Anyways, just ended on like say a little stupid something, but some rabbit holes. If whatever. You guys get the point. Anyways, though, I'm gonna get back to doing some more cool shit here soon. Got a big weekend coming up, weather permitted. So, also getting ready to start finally doing this actual streaming. I've gotten some shit finished up that I'm happy with, and yeah, I'm gonna try to start getting that set up. Getting to a point now, just got to get a few things IRL sorted out and try and do some of that. So all this here is kind of like a test for that, anyways, playing around on the computer and shit. So yeah, you guys take it easy and see you in the next one.